He knows there's only so much the Bank of England can do. Caswell and other analysts are warning that because Reeves has inflamed wage pressures and increased employer contributions, the bank's ability to cut rates further is severely limited. Translation: Labour's policies are trapping Britain in a high interest, high inflation, low growth nightmare, and businesses have had enough. Across the country, firms are scaling back investment. Recruitment has plummeted. Vacancies are drying up. Why? Because Reeves has created a landscape of economic fear. Companies are playing a wait-and-see game, terrified of more tax rises in the autumn. And let's not forget all of this is happening while the global economy teeters on the edge. The US is closing a major trade deal, one that could sideline Britain entirely. The EU is locking in protections for its industries. But Britain is spiraling thanks to the Labour Chancellor who seems more interested in virtue signalling than growth. And the Treasury's response: denial, spin, and damage control. A spokesman for Reeves claims the government is ironclad in its fiscal discipline, but the numbers tell a different story. £57 billion blown, rules broken, debt rising, growth falling, and all of it before Reeves has even faced her first full year as Chancellor. Even her own officials are rattled. Inside the Treasury, there's panic about how to patch the hole. Castle hinted that Reeves may need to reverse Jeremy Hunt's tax cuts, especially the £10.7 billion cuts to national insurance. That's right. Reeves might be forced to raise taxes on workers just to clean up the mess he created. So much for protecting working people's payslips. Meanwhile, Andrew Bailey, once reserved and measured, has turned into the reluctant truth teller. Every time he opens his mouth, it's a subtle rebuke of Reeves' failures. His rate cut announcement was supposed to bring calm. Instead, it's exposed the rot beneath the surface. And it gets worse. The Bank of England doesn't even believe it can safely cut rates much further. Why? Because inflation isn't under control. Because of Reeves. Because every time businesses look at her tax policies, they raise prices. They scale back. They brace for more chaos. The UK isn't just being mismanaged. It's being sabotaged from the inside. And who pays the price? Ordinary working people. Families already battered by a cost of living crisis are now facing higher taxes, fewer job opportunities, and an economy shackled by a chancellor out of her depth. What's Labour's plan for change? It looks more like a plan for collapse. Even as Downing Street claims waiting lists are falling and appointments are rising, the truth is that none of it matters if the money isn't there. And if Reeves stays on this path, the money won't be there because confidence is evaporating. Investors are walking away. Businesses are sitting on their hands, and the Bank of England is openly limiting its ability to save the economy because of government policy. Let's not sugarcoat this. This is the biggest economic blow yet to Labour's credibility. And as Andrew Bailey stands behind his podium, rate cut in hand, you can see it in his eyes. A message not said but heard loud and clear across Britain. Rachel Reeves has failed. And if she doesn't change course fast, if Labour doesn't wake up, then this government is headed not just for political ruin, but for economic catastrophe. Andrew Bailey humiliated Reeves today. But make no mistake, the true humiliation is still to come when the British public sees the final bill. In another news, Kyoama just got knocked, and not by the Tories, not by Reform UK, but by his own Home Secretary, Ayat Cooper. In what is being called the biggest act of open rebellion inside Labour since Starr took the reins, Cooper is said to be furious, blindsided, and completely humiliated after being shut out of the bombshell India-UK trade deal that's now tearing the party apart. This isn't just political drama. This is a full-blown civil war inside Labour, and Ayat Cooper has lit the fuse. Reports exploded this week that Cooper, yes, the Home Secretary, was left completely in the dark about a major policy detail in the freshly signed India-UK trade deal. A deal that offers Indian workers who move to the UK a 3-year national insurance tax break. While British firms back home have just been slapped with higher contributions. That's right, British companies pay more. Indian firms get a break. And who didn't know about it? The woman in charge of immigration and domestic security. The Home Office didn't just miss the memo. They refused to deny that they were blindsided by the tax giveaway. One insider even admitted the policy came straight from the Treasury, completely bypassing the Home Office. No consultation, no briefing, no respect. Ayat Cooper didn't just take it lying down. According to sources close to her team, Cooper has been privately raging, accusing Starrer and his inner circle of turning her into a political bystander on one of the most explosive migration-linked decisions in recent memory.